Namaskar. I am Vasant Lakshmi. Welcome you to another beautiful KALAI Samvad. Yesterday, KALAI was very fortunate to organize a beautiful and mesmerizing Carnatic classical concert with Srimati Shantala Subramanyam ji performing flute, Sri Madan Mohan ji performing violin, and Sri Hariharan ji performing on mridangam. Let's welcome Shantala Subramanyam ji. Namaskar.
Namaste.
Srimati Shantala Subramanyam ji is a very popular name in the world of Carnatic music. She is vocalist and flutist. Shantala Subramanyam ji was born in Bangalore and was raised in Chennai. She plays the Venu, a Carnatic bamboo flute. Shantala ji displayed keen interest in music when she was only an year old, like many Carnatic musicians. Shantala ji started playing in early childhood under the guidance of her father M.N. Subramanyam ji, himself an amateur musician, and her brother Shashank ji, an eminent flute artist. It was also her good fortune to be trained by eminent performers, vocalist late Sri Vairamangalam Lakshmi Narayanan ji, and is currently pursuing vocal music training under Sri O.S. Tyagarajan ji and Sri T.V. Gopalakrishnam ji. She is grateful to the famed South Indian drummers Trichur, Sri Narendran ji, Patri, Satish Kumar and Parupalli Falgun ji for imparting rhythm training spread over a decade. Owing to her diligent training and hard working, Shantala ji has been highly appreciated for her melodic presentations combined with complex rhythmic patterns. At this point of time, when women flutists are only handful, she is recognized as a prominent, important and authentic voice in this demanding tradition, and this view has been echoed by music critics. Let's welcome Shantala ji and know more about her. We are very excited to know more about you, Shantala.
Thank you.
As we already came to know that you had a Carnatic classical environment at the home where your father and brother are already musicians. Could you please share us about your family atmosphere and your childhood?
Sure. Yes, music was there right from the time I was born. Probably even when I was in the womb. For my father, the most important thing was music. Not even food was as important. So he actually started training us very, very young. I wouldn't say training because I think the intention was not the training part, but the intention was to teach. So he would teach us small tunes. He will sing the same tune every day, and then he'll say this is this raga, and then he will sing like 50 compositions, one line of everything, and then the moment you hear that, then you know this is Hamsadvani, this is Mohanam, this is Hindolam. And then he would also say one is a crying raga, one is a laughing raga, like Kalyani is a little bit sober, or Kadana Kutuhalam is like a jumpy chirpy raga, so things like this. And then he also would sing phrases of various ragas. That was the next step. He would say, can you identify this, or at least notate it. So if he sang na ra na ga ma ba ma ga re sa, so you have to notate it. So this was the next step, and so on. And as I grew, I had the blessing of witnessing how my brother was trained. I used to accompany my brother to all his classes with R.K. Srikantan sir, K.V. Narayana Swami sir. And also when he came, he was just before he actually started performing, he also did a lot of house concerts at home. That my father had this way of training us by playing many concerts in the house with very accomplished artists. Okay. Either we would go to their house or they would come home, but we would play with them seriously like a concert. Okay. So I got to witness all this a lot, and I also used to put talam for the practice sessions, and that was of immense help and understanding the process. Yes. So this was the kind of environment. So we were taken to concerts very often. My dad would play a lot of music at home, and he would practice. My brother would practice. This was the environment. I had not watched a single movie, or had not even seen a movie theater until I was 23 years old.
I was about to ask, like, was this your entertainment, education, and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This was everything for
Fantastic.
us. So my mother and father don't allow us to be just very casual and doing mundane things anytime. Even now, if my father sees me doing something very mundane like shopping or wasting time, he will say once, twice, and then third time he's angry. He will say, no, this is not good for your art and you're digressing from your purpose of life. Although I'm 40 now and I still get this from my dad. So he will say, no, you should not be doing this. Or
Okay, I can imagine maybe it might be a disciplined.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
environment.
Yeah, it took. I must say, it took me time to understand why he would insist. But I think there is a purpose. The purpose is that you are in a zone. You're thinking music. You're processing what you have learned, and then. Not knowing, you're also singing it many times. You don't even think that you are singing, but you're just humming in the bathroom while cooking or while doing your chores. But that's also a way you're perfecting what you have learned.
Yes.
And so he would say, if you go to a movie, the preparation to a movie takes 1 hour. Then you want to dress up well, you want to look well, and so you're focusing on that. Then in the movie you spend 3 hours. All that you were taught is washed out. Then you come out of the movie. If the movie was a serious one, you're very busy processing the movie. So an entire evening is gone in this process, and what a waste of time. He would ask me, are you not ashamed?
Oh. Yeah.
So he would say, this is not good to do.
Yes.
So
It's like a continuous journey of
Yes.
learning all the time of your life.
yes, there should not be distractions. He was okay. He also insisted that we go out for a walk, we exercise well, and then once in a while meet friends for a little bit, things like that. We always also had people at home, although they were mostly musicians.
Yeah.
It's not like when musicians are there, we're all the time discussing music or anything, but we did have exposure to some other things. But he would ensure that is only very little compared to probably other families
Yes.
where their focus is not on music.
Okay.
It's like any serious sports person has a regimen, right? They wake up early in the morning, they go for a fitness training, weight training, their food is monitored by their coach, their sleep is monitored. So you can't ask them, why are you telling me I know how to live when I go and play a match? No, you cannot really play a match like that.
Yeah.
So this is the same way. There's a certain discipline to this.
Yeah. It has become the way of life.
Yes, it is a way of life.
Yeah.
It is a way of life.
Yes.
So you have to sleep well, you have to eat well, you have to have good exercise to be able to blow well, and to have the stamina.
Yeah.
So if you want to do everything the right way, then you don't have time for other things.
Yeah. Then when we are discussing this, could you please share us your flute learning journey?
Yes. This is a little bit, when I say it's hard for people to believe, but I started singing when I was very young, like 3 years old or so. I started formally training with a teacher when I was 4. And I actually started playing flute when I was 10 or 11. But when I started playing the flute, I started with the varnam.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is very strange when I tell this to people. It was the same with my brother. So we were actually not taught basics of how to hold the flute or how to play a sa and the re comes here and so on. But later, after I started playing varnam, that's when my father was, okay, you also know to play the flute. So, and then I started actually learning the basics.
Oh.
Just when I had to teach or have to do the rote practice.
Okay.
So that is when I actually started to learn how to play the Jantivarsais and to play.
You mean to say, like, you started playing the varnam
Yeah.
without having learned the basics?
Yeah, I had learned all the basics in my singing.
Yeah. Okay.
But on the flute,
on the
I did not learn anything like that.
Like that, okay. In order to teach your students, then...
Yes, that is when I actually paid attention to how it was being done.
Okay. Okay. How is for you flute a special instrument when compared to other instruments?
I can't say much about other instruments because I don't play any other instrument. I only know to sing and I know to play the flute. Probably the only other instrument I know plays to play the tambura. But of course, it doesn't need much training or finesse for this. But flute is very special for many reasons. One, it's a natural instrument, and it just has a few holes on the, but it can produce a whole world of sounds and melodies. That is one nice thing, and it's very easy to carry.
Yeah.
It doesn't require a whole lot of space, and it's not too heavy to carry, and it's also very low maintenance.
Yeah.
Of course, you need to be careful where you leave the flute and that it does not roll or fall down, or the tips are taken care. But having said that, it's quite easy to maintain.
Okay.
It's not too much, not too
Sensitive
laborious.
enough, yeah.
It is a sensitive instrument.
Okay.
I'll come to that.
Okay.
So flute is very weather sensitive.
Okay.
Weather, humidity, and things like this. It is a very sensitive instrument.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, a little bit change in temperature can change the shruti of the flute.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, so it is sensitive in that sense, but it's for me it's a special instrument.
Okay. When you were learning, I mean, can I say that learning because
Yeah, I am learning till the last breath of my life, and that's the only blessing I asked for.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop learning
Yeah.
or absorbing or observing.
When you're in the childhood, because the flute is the only instrument which requires the lung power.
Yes.
All other instruments, like they play with hands.
Yes,
and all.
yes.
So comparative to all other instruments, flute is very difficult, I feel.
Yes. Okay.
What is your
yes,
take?
flute is a physically very demanding instrument, and initially when students start learning, their head is spinning because they blow out a lot, they breathe in very little.
Yeah.
So they're like, how do you do this, auntie? My head is going buzz and I'm feeling energyless and all that. But you take short breaks, then you drink water, you breathe, and then you play again. Play 10 minutes, 3 times, 4 times a day. And slowly you gain that strength
Yeah.
to do. This I can also say is a very long pranayama.
Pranayama. Okay.
Because you breathe very little, but you're breathing out so much,
That's
right?
how
And
you-
so
yeah.
slowly and so controlled.
That's how you control the breath.
So when you take in the breath, that's all the time you have, and then you blow again, and then you blow again. But then the breath out is slow and very controlled and for a very long duration. But breathe in is very little. Breathe out is very long.
Okay.
Essentially in pranayama, this is what you do, right? You count, you breathe half the time in, double the time out. So that's why I said it's a very long pranayama.
Okay. Is there like for a flutist, they need to have certain amount of breath controlling, like is
Not
there
certain
any
amount, it's a lot of breath
Let's
control.
like,
I think it's the same
20
for singers.
seconds, 30 seconds.
It's also
something
the
like
same
that.
thing for singers.
For singers also.
Yeah.
Okay.
They need the same breath control, but only thing I think, thinking about it, the application of the breath is very focused when it comes to the flute, because you blow in a specific way into a specific small hole. So it is a concentrated way of breathing out.
Exactly.
Whereas for a vocalist, the whole mouth is active while they breathe.
Okay, so this needs for any new trainer, trainee, this needs a lot of practice.
Of course, it needs a lot of practice. Kandipa. Yeah. It's a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Perseverance is very important.
But, yeah. Is there any shaili or any special way you treat the ragas while you play?
Okay, this is a very nice question that you asked me. Though my father was a musician, I don't claim that I belong to any particular school of thought or gharana or hereditary passed on school of thought. No, I don't have anything to claim that way. But my father's way of teaching a raga was always, he would say, you don't have to know a composition in that ragam to play a ragam.
Okay.
He would say it's like writing an essay. You see a leaf, you are asked to write, you must write. Okay, so you are given the scale of a raga, you must know how to play the raga.
Okay.
Don't expect to imitate phrases from a kriti in the raga and then try to build over this. This is not the way to do it.
Okay.
So that in that way, yes, I think it's very good that he trained me in this way. That even if I hear a Western scale, or I know the rules of the scale and what are the do's and don'ts, I can still delineate a ragam.
Oh, fantastic.
So that is the school of thought.
Okay.
Because I am very well aware that there are musicians who say, "Oh, I don't know this ragam because I have not learned any kriti in this." But for me, I think that's not the way you must be thinking about it.
Okay.
Then it limits you.
Yes. Right. In that particular kriti's formation of
Yes.
swaras only, we are limited.
Yes. Then your mind will always think,
Thinking.
okay, I need a reference point
Exactly.
but I think it's not always
Yeah.
a prerequisite.
Yes. And if you are dependent on the raga, then it opens up.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. Very, very fantastic. Like, how many different types of flutes exist currently, and what are the challenges while playing Carnatic music?
There's how many different types of flute you mean in the world?
Because I mean, it maybe in the Carnatic music, because I have
Oh, in Carnatic music. Okay. Okay, all this is a little bit vague. In the world, there are many kinds of flutes. Rosewood, metal. There are flutes made from vegetables too.
okay.
Yeah, you can drill a carrot or cucumber in the center and draw holes, and you can still blow.
Okay.
So even that is a flute. So that's in a very generic sense. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So there are metal flutes, there are wood flutes, vegetable flutes, and plastic pipes also can be made into flutes.
But I'm sorry, but what I know and read is like a particular flute is made in such a way that it has a shruti.
Yeah, I'm coming to that.
Okay, fine.
So in a
Sorry.
generic word, yeah, there are a lot of kinds of flutes.
Okay.
And in the metal flutes, they have the flutes that don't have keys, and they have the keys. So if you are asking me, Carnatic music can be played technically in all other flutes that don't have keys.
Okay.
When there is a key, then Carnatic music is limited, because Carnatic music has a lot of gamakas, the glides and oscillations that you cannot play on a key flute.
Okay.
So whether you can play Western music on a bamboo flute, yes, you can. And in Carnatic music, I have not seen people use any other kinds of flutes other than bamboo flute. So the next finer, this one is traditionally South Indians used to use South Indian bamboo flutes. And in North India, I know North India is too big, but when I say North Indian music, they used Assam bamboo and so on. But in now there is a lot of access to everything, so we are able to also use the Assam bamboo to make our flutes. So these are all made from Assam bamboo.
Okay.
So in North Indian music, they close 3 holes from the top in the left. That is the sa.
Oh.
Okay. In South Indian music, it's only 2 holes.
Okay.
So this flute is D for me, but it will be 1 note low. It will be C for a North Indian player.
Okay.
So that is what it is.
Okay.
So you were asking me the tonic note. So every flute is made for a specific pitch in that sense.
Okay.
And flute normally has a range of 2 notes, 2 octaves and 2 notes. Okay. So it is. This is about the range. So if you want it extended, either lower or higher, that is when we use a transpose fingering technique.
Okay.
So now I will use this flute where I close 6 holes and it matches the saw of the other flute.
Okay.
So in the other flute I close 2 holes to bring the sa, but in this I have to close 6 holes. So my very idea of sarigama will change.
Yeah.
Okay. Now only 6 closed is sa. So that is how you extend the So in this flute you could play until ga. So then you get an extension when you play. So, and there is one more hole at the back. You close it with your thigh to get one more note.
Okay.
Yeah. So you get one more note.
Yeah, yesterday when you were playing Simhendra Madhyama Raga, you used two flutes.
Yes.
Could you please
I'm glad you. Yeah, it's the same purpose. Just to
Okay.
get an additional range of half octave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, how is performing Carnatic vocal and flute or any instrument different?
I don't understand your question. Can you say it again?
Yeah, how is performing Carnatic vocal and flute?
Oh, vocal and flute. Okay. They are different and they're not different. It's both. You have a specific.
No, I
way?
was no, but the point I observed yesterday was like it was very important for you to maintain or observe the tempo.
Of course.
That was one point. Apart from that, anything which is
Okay. Singing and playing go hand in hand. I mean, they are. It's a interdependent process. In Carnatic music, there was no composition made for instrumental music. So everything was made for singing. So they all have a lot of lyrics. So the composition is best understood when you sing well. So the better you sing, the better you play, because you know the composition so well, and you know where the dirgha swaras, hrasva swaras are, and then you know where to intonate that. Okay, so now if you are saying karam bhuja pasha bhuja, that you have to get on the flute,
Yeah.
which means you first have to know the word for it. You can't play karam bhuja pasha, right? It makes a difference. So if you want to know the composition in detail, then the best way to learn how to sing it. And so you translate it correctly, and then you take breath in the right places, not break the word as you like. So this is one process where the vocal has a lot of impact on the playing. And the other way, there are so many things an instrument allows you to play and think differently than just singing, because a voice also has a range, right? And the flute has its own range and sonority or kind of sound that it produces. So sometimes some connections are easier on the fingers, but they may not be so easy on the vocal. But without realizing, as a vocalist, sometimes I sing so many things that I don't hear other vocalists sing because it's an effect of my instrument. But this is the same case with violinists or with veena players. You know, every instrument has its own highlights to offer, special things to offer. So I think it molds an artist without their own knowledge. So it becomes an invariable process, involuntary process. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that way, they are always complementing each other.
Yeah. What are the
Can I say in a simple word that you are a more versatile singer if you know how to play an instrument?
Okay.
I think that's a good way to put it.
What are the different styles which can be played on flute?
Like I said, I think I already answered this
You
question.
answered, but because that was the Western thing.
No, you can play any
any
kind of music on the flute.
Yeah. Okay. But have you tried playing like other
I've
flutes
tried
other
to
than
play
this
movie
big
music.
bamboo?
Other than
bamboo
I used to learn the key flute, metal flute.
Okay.
So yeah.
Try to play Carnatic.
You
on
cannot play Carnatic music on key flute.
key flutes, right? Okay.
No, it's not possible.
Metal key flutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not possible. It's very limiting. You can only play straight notes. But then the moment you focus too much only on straight notes, it's not Carnatic anymore.
Yes. Without gamakas.
Yes.
Yes. Right. But do you have any custom-made flute for yourselves, either in the childhood or now?
All these are custom made.
Okay.
They are made only for me and my finger size and my hand shape. And
So every artist they
nowadays we have the possibility to do that, but not even 10 years ago you didn't have this possibility.
does it change anyway?
No, I
or
think it is
is
just that before the flute making did not have a particular science or direction. It was just drilling holes and then trying to tune the notes with a little bit wax here and there, or then altering the size.
Okay.
But today I think with some engineers who have a scientific background trying to make the flute, then they have a better idea of this hole size or this bamboo size can give this pitch, and then this hole size can alter the fine tuning and
Okay.
so on.
So because of that, it has become easy for each whosoever wants to learn
Yes.
flute based on their fingers and all. They
No.
can have the custom flute. Can,
Okay, this custom-made flutes are not so accessible.
Okay.
There are only one or two makers in the whole country
Okay.
who can do it. So they're not so accessible that
And
a
costly?
student just wants to learn and they can't get the flute.
They can't get okay. First, they need to learn on the standard.
Normal flutes are
Normal
available
standard,
everywhere, but they're not good quality. They're okay.
Okay.
Just to start, you can. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, are they very costly?
This very costly is also a very relative term. Just to give you an idea.
I mean, because it's like custom made. You said.
Yes,
also.
yes. In India, I think music instruments are very cheap if you compare it to the Western standards. Okay. Having said that, the cheapest flute probably is 200 rupees or 300 rupees, which you can get in music stores in India. But these custom-made flutes cost 20,000 rupees each. So whether it is where now, if you compare this 20,000 rupees into Danish crowns or dollars or euros, that's still very, very minimally priced. But yes, back in India, it is expensive.
Yeah.
If you compare a 300 rupees to a 20,000 rupees, there's a huge gap.
Yes. Had technology enabled your art in any way because of the corona time and because of the lockdowns? There has been not many live concerts happening. So
Enabling art in what way? You mean?
bringing your art and recognizing your art and to the public and all.
When we are talking about recognition, is it monetary, or is it just fame, or is it?
No, it's like because during the corona situation, it happened like people could not organize many concerts. Not so much accessible to not only Carnatic, any kind of an art, education, etc. So because of that, technology has boomed a lot, and now there are Facebook live concerts and WhatsApp classes going on too much. So many Zoom concerts happening. So how your art was got enabled because of that? Is there any change?
For me personally, there's no significant change. But I think Zoom and Skype classes have been happening for maybe 15 plus years now. Before that, it was telephone class, mainly for students living in the US, because I think there has never been that much of an interest from Indian families living in Europe. Only now I see that big change. But yes, telephone class, Skype, then Zoom, WhatsApp, everything was happening even prior to COVID. When it comes to imparting lessons to students, when it came to recording live concerts and putting them online, that have also happened, and there was, I think, more and enough material online even before COVID. I think COVID gave a platform for many musicians to go online, to be able to present themselves and reiterate that they are there, because there's a chance that they would have been forgotten in the sense because of lack of live concerts, or or publicity associated with live concerts. One could be out of sight, out of mind kind, or at least that fear was there for every musician. that they may not be seen, heard again. And
Exactly.
nobody knew what it will be after COVID, whether life will actually come back to normalcy, whether they'll travel again and things like this. Those fears were certainly there. And in some ways, yes, Facebook and YouTube helped, some confidence. If you put a video and 1,000 people watch, you're like, okay, there's somebody to listen to my music. But the downside of all this is also that I think music organizations and musicians flooded the media with too much music beyond its audience's capacity.
Okay.
And that, in a way, I think killed live audience. Today, even if we perform live, we don't have as many people who want to come and hear like it used to be before. So, and it also kind of muddled lines where people are not able to recognize who is a professional musician and who is a hobby musician, because everybody now has the access to go live on Facebook, sit in their house and sing a song. So people don't understand of what quality or standard it is.
Okay.
Because if you have a Facebook account, you can just go live. You don't need an organization support or the support of a live audience to approve what you're doing.
Exactly.
So in the guise of encouraging more people to take to art, this happened. But I don't know whether this is the right trend, because even if a little kid is singing one geetam, their parent wants them to go Facebook live and sing a geetam. Okay, but encouraging the child is fine, but where are we setting the bar? And what is like an inspiration for the child to emulate, or that kind of diluted the whole situation, I think.
So when we are discussing this, I would like to ask, like, as we are living here away from our country, if we or our kids would like to start Carnatic classical music classes, what is your suggestion for parents or kids to start with?
I think you should do it.
Because here the accessibility of the teachers would not be that many. So, and also we would like, how can we encourage kids to learn Carnatic or Hindustani, any of the Indian classical forms?
Just like you put them in Western classes. The one thing that every family who wants their child to learn must do is to play a lot of music in their home first.
Okay.
Only that actually creates an environment for the child to be familiar with the tunes or with the...
Play, you mean to say listen?
Yes, you have to listen to a lot of music at home, in the car, whenever you get an opportunity.
Okay.
This is something that every family has to do. Only then the child actually knows that there's a music like this, and maybe the child feels, oh, I want to learn this sounds very difficult, or this is very beautiful on the ears. But if that is not there and you just send your child to class, go twice a week and come back home and do practice, I don't think it's very inspiring for the kid to do that.
Okay.
And you should take the kids to as many live concerts as possible, or at least make it a habit to watch one live concert at your home on YouTube.
Okay.
As a family, you can do this.
Yes.
Then the child actually gets to witness something on stage. Whatever it's learning today, it'll get to see, oh, this is how it is presented, or this is how, I must sing.
Yes.
Oh, I like this person, he sang this challenging song. Something has to inspire.
Yeah.
And that inspiration has to be kept alive.
Okay.
So you keep playing different kinds of music, different artists, take them to concerts, have them, keep them in that environment.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, just sending kids to class will not really help.
Yeah. Thank you very
Because
much.
they don't know what's the final product.
Yeah.
So then it's not really inspiring to do that.
Exactly. So they see some other concerts and then something might get attracted, and then they think it starts.
Yes. I mean, you never know what triggers the inspiration. It could be the way the person looks.
Yeah.
right? It could be the backdrop, it could be the song itself, or it could be the percussionist accompanying the song, or the violinist giving replies, or an exchange that's happening on the stage that is very fascinating and very exciting. In quick time, they are, replying and asking and replying. So many things can happen on stage that just the camaraderie can, catch the child's attention. You never know.
No.
You just don't know. So it's just good to be playing a lot of music at home.
Yeah. That was a wonderful advice, Shantala ji.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for
Thank you
giving
for
your
asking me such
advice.
beautiful questions.
Thank you very much for
And I would like to say, if I have said anything that is in disagreement with anybody else who is watching this, kindly pardon me. It's just my opinion, and it is just my humble few words about the questions that they asked for.
Thank you very much. Let's meet another artist in next KALAI Samvad. Namaskar.
Namaste.